My name is Melissa Gutierrez, and I work at TriPoint Refrigeration, and I've been here for 4 years. Pretty much anything Mr. Claus tells me to do, I do it. Anything from making sure that our team is taken care of, that they have all of the tools that they need for them to succeed each day. I process payroll. I take care of all of our insurance needs, billing, invoicing. Yeah, I just wear a lot of hats around here, it feels like. TriPoint always goes above and beyond whenever our teammates are going through tough times in their personal life. I remember one in particular that was very eye-opening whenever I started here 4 years ago. One of our team members was going through a really rough time, and he was going through a separation, and the owner of the company, Mr. Claus, came and really helped him, get through that. He had to find a place to live, and everybody just rallied up around him to take care of him, to make sure that he was okay each and every day while he went through all of that. I think the tools that they give me to excel is, the company follows a lot of the Dave Ramsey principles. So we do a lot of trainings, entree leadership videos to help us, be better in the role that I'm in. So we also have, whenever they have the entree leadership seminars, we all get together and we watch the seminar live. So I think that's a great thing for me. That always helps me, and I listen to the podcast, the Entree Leadership podcast. So I think that is something that really helps me be better, in the role that I'm in. I think it's awesome. The culture is really great. It's an eye-opener. In the company that I used to work before, I was there for 12 years and it was very corporate-like. But here, everyone has a voice and everyone takes into consideration everything that you say, and everyone can bring ideas to the table. It doesn't matter if you are a tech, if you're a technician, or a leader in the company, or the owner of the company. Everybody can bring ideas, and some of those ideas are great, and sometimes we put them into place in the company to make everybody better. So I think the culture is amazing here. Oh, one of the great perks that I've noticed a lot that the team enjoys is we just implemented not too long ago where our service coordinators and our technicians get a Friday off. So that has been something that they are really enjoying, because we want to make sure that the team is not just focused in working all of the time. Like, yes, work is important, but we also focus that they are also spending time with their families. Having a Friday off, that technician can go and have lunch with their kids at school, or if they have some kind of performance, or if they just maybe want to take off and spend the day with their significant other, they can do that. Or we just want to make sure that everyone has that day off so that everyone can, also have a little bit of family time, because family is super important, here at TriPoint, that everyone has that time with their family and spends it with them, not just work all the time. Having that drive to go out and face the job that is scheduled on you. Like, our service coordinators are communicating with the technician to make sure that they have everything on site. Our director, Cody, making sure that they have all of the tools that they need, and also to have a great attitude, because you are going and servicing our customers. So just having a great attitude, because you are going to be talking to our customers, and making sure that you are talking to the customer and explaining what you're doing. I think that's something that's really great for the technician to be successful. When COVID hit, my boys were
were going to be starting school, and everything was locked down. So everything was going to be done virtually. And my husband and I were trying to figure out how we were going to make it work, because I worked full-time and he works full-time. And you know, both of our boys had to be taking classes from home. So we were stressing out on how we were going to manage that, since, you know, we had to come to work every day to pay our bills. So I was stressing, and Cody at the time, I finally broke down and I let him know what I was struggling with. And he shared it with the owner of the company, Mr. Claus, and he called me immediately, because I had been dealing with that probably for about a month, trying to figure out what we were going to do. So he called me, and just like that, he fixed it. He allowed me to work from home 2 to 3 days out of the week, so that I could be with my boys, so that they could attend school. And then my husband talked to his employer, and they let him work from home the other 2 days that I wouldn't be able to work from home, so that I could come into the office. So that was a very challenging time, where TriPoint came in and helped our family, and now here we are. Another really challenging time was when my parents, my dad was retiring, and I am super duper close to my family, especially my parents, and that really took a toll on me. And I was dealing with all that. I wasn't really concentrating at work, and they picked up on it. And the owner of the company, Mr. Claus, came in, and those last 2 weeks that my parents were here, he said, I want you to take the last 2 weeks before they leave, so that you can spend as much time as you can with them before they head out. Until this day, like those are some of there's a lot that I could say, but we'll be here forever. But those are 2 of the ones that really stick out, that they have come through and helped whenever I was going through a challenging time in my life. I appreciate that the company cares, you know, that everyone has a life outside of work, because most companies don't do that. They really don't. They just want you to focus on work, meet your numbers, and go home. And they don't care if you're at the office until super late and you're missing dinner with your family. So I think TriPoint, they want you to do great at work, but just as much as you give TriPoint, they also give to each and every single one of the team members. So TriPoint really we all make sure that the balance is equal in work and you know, personal life. I think the atmosphere and the relationship between like the technicians and the service coordinators, pretty much everyone, the atmosphere is very loving. Everyone has their good days and everybody has their bad days, but each and every day they all come together. The right technician is at the right call where we send them. So if one of them is having back problems, you know, they communicate that to the service coordinators, and we make sure that they're not getting up on our roof. If they need parts, like the technicians communicate with our service coordinators, like, hey, I need this part, can you put it in? Can you find it for me? See if we can find it, you know, locally. So I think the atmosphere is awesome. Like I hear, you know, the laughters all over the office between the technicians and the service coordinators constantly. You know, everyone is just amazing. Everyone gets along great. I think great communication between our service coordinators and our technicians, you know, that's what makes a great, successful call. We value honesty.
always be honest. We value hard work, that you are here ready to rock and roll and bring your A game each and every day. And just as you take care of everyone here, we will do the same to you and your family. And it's not just you coming in, it's also your family, because we make sure that when we bring someone on, it's not just the technician that we're worried about, but it's also each and every one of your family members. So we just value honesty and hard work and dedication. I guess our leaders see things sometimes that we don't see on ourselves, so they want to push you to do better. So just be ready to be pushed so that you can be even more great at what you bring to the table. And what you can expect is, so there's steps. So the first is I would be the one to reach out to you once I receive a resume and just do like a little 10-minute phone interview. And then the next step would be having an in-person interview or Zoom interview, depending, what they prefer, with either myself and our leader. And then from there, we also email what is called a working genius test and also a DISC test to get to know you a little better and your personality, to see if you will mesh with the whole team. We will get those results, and then we will also have a peer interview where you would interview with some of our technicians and maybe even our director. And then if they go ahead and say, yes, you're a go, they really enjoy you, I think that you would mesh really well, then I think the last process would be to have a dinner with the owner of the company, his wife, and then yourself, and then your significant other if you're married. Because it's not just you that we're bringing onto the company, but we're also bringing in your family, and we like to get to know your husband, your wife, your kids, and get to know you a little bit better, because your significant other also has a voice on and has questions about where you're coming. So we try to make sure that we include everyone, in the process. So yeah, our interview process is a little bit different, but it works. It works, and I personally enjoy it. I enjoy doing all of that, to make sure that everyone has a voice here also in our company, our technicians, that they also get to know that person as well, and see who we're bringing on to the company. What I love about my job is the support that I feel from our leaders and from our team. Whenever I have an idea, or I think that maybe something is not working, I like the support and how they really listen. In the corporate world, whenever you go into your boss's office and like, I have an idea, or this is kind of bothering me, but they're like busy on their computer and they're just not fully focused on you and what you have to say. That's not what you get here. Like, they really push everything aside to give you 100% focus on what you are bringing to the table and really listen to what you have to say. I love coming in, and I'm in the office and all of the technicians, they're out here in the shop, and you just hear so much laughter before they even start their day, just parking my car and getting out, and the first thing I say is, good morning, buenos dias, and you hear buenos dias back and good morning, you don't get somebody just ignoring you. So it's just the atmosphere is just great. I love our team and the support, and the atmosphere is just great. It's amazing. You feel at home. When I came in, I interviewed. The interview is only supposed to be like 30 minutes. The interview lasted 2.5 hours, and I wasn't expecting that. That was a big eye-opener for me. I noticed how easy it was for me to get answers whenever I asked my questions after the interview. And I do ask a lot of questions. So they weren't, the team wasn't annoyed whenever I kept asking and emailing, you know, like, okay, well, what about this? And what about this? And I have a question about this. Like, they were always very friendly. The big thing that made me choose to accept the offer to come work here, whenever I received the email with the handbook, the very front page of the handbook, it has like the owner's message. It was a Christian-based company. I don't know why, but that just really tugged something at my heart, that this was my place to be.